So today is going to be something special. I got several things. My dogs are barking at something apparently. I've got several things that I purchased. It was hard for me to find them. Kind of like them purple sweet potatoes. I don't know how good they're going to do, but I pray they do good. I have faith. I have the faith of a mustard seed, and apparently that's enough. So we're going to plan some new stuff today. I'm going to wait a few minutes for some people to come in, and then I'm going to say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. If you, hi, I'll see you in just a second. Is it you, D Nice, right? Okay. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And I know you can see me because I can see me, but I want to make sure you can hear me. That's the thing. So I've been uploading videos, but it's taken a while for them to upload. And I'm excited about some of the new things that I am growing in the yard this year. You all know that I'm always willing to try something new, especially if I find out that it's something that we can grow, right? This is not from the supermarket. Some of it is, but we can grow and purchase, and it grows and it produces a lot. Now, this thing, it's not taro or what do they call it? Edos. Taro and Edos are the same thing, believe it or not. It's the same plant, it's just a different word from a different country. So, this is not taro, right? I had to look for this. Now, I heard about this from some homesteaders. I watch a lot of homestead videos. Thank you, D Nice. You can hear me. Wonderful, wonderful. Who was that? Michael Williams. Say, hey, how you doing? So if you don't know me, I'm just a backyard gardener, right? The only training that I've ever got in reference to growing stuff was formally is from high school. I went to high school for horticulture and agriculture. Now I was talking today with someone about the difference between agriculture and horticulture. So horticulture is just the plants, right? Agriculture is animals and plants. So if you have both, it's agriculture. Or and there's agribusiness, other things that go with it. But those are the main two things that make up agriculture. But horticulture is just plants. And y'all know I have chickens, so I'm into agriculture, which most homesteaders are now. Some people may think that I'm not a homesteader, and that's fine. The state of Texas recognizes anyone with a house as a homesteader, so you get homestead exemptions. That's that. There's that. That settles that in Texas at least. I don't know about other states. But I mean, I have about a half acre back here, maybe a little bit more. No, it's no more than three-quarters an acre. It's a half acre or more. And I try to use the space wisely. I have an orchard back there now. It's a small orchard, it's a young orchard. I'm not getting a lot of fruit right now. Excuse me. I'm getting peaches. Um, I think I got a few plums coming up, and I have a couple of vegetables. And I only plant the things that I like. It doesn't make any sense. I see a lot of people planting different things, and it's okay to try new things, which is what we're going to do today. It's okay to try new things, but if you don't like it or nobody in your house is going to eat it, it doesn't make any sense to plant it. And in saying that, when you're planting things, I'm going to show you something that I did, right? I've already introduced myself. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life, right? Y'all know who I am. So when you plant stuff, example, this is sugar cane. I planted too much sugar cane because let me move this over. I already have hello Lisa H Town Garden. How you doing? I already have a lot of sugar cane planted. And because I was so excited about the seed snail roll, and I have a video on that, alive on that, I started planting everything in seed snail rolls. Now, that is not necessarily my favorite way to plant. My favorite way to plant is bulk planting. We'll go into the greenhouse. I finally cleaned this joker up. That's one of the videos that, is loading for the last couple of days. A bulk plant. This is about, these need to be up planted, by the way. This is about 20 plants. And, you don't realize that you plant all of this stuff if you don't count your seeds. And I always think to myself, Jamerica, it's not going to grow. What about if you don't get a good germination rate? Well, that's not true. I get good germination rates. And then when you separate them, you get this. I planted, these seeds were 50 cents at Wally World, right? And it said tomato blend. If you want to go get them, go ahead, because I think I planted about 30 seeds and I got, look at that. Look at that. I had 30 plants. I got to put these in the ground. So go ahead and get it. Tomato blend, 50-cent seeds. I think it's American Seed Company or something like that. Those seeds, those seeds work. I gotta laugh at myself. That's a blend of different tomato seeds. So I wanted to try it because I was like, okay, I like different tomatoes. I like tomatoes, so go ahead and do it, right? A lot of stuff that I grow or I buy that I hear about, and then after I get the fruit, most of the time I like it though. Most of the time I think to myself, that was a good find. What did I just do? That was a good find. So I heard about 2 new things. Well, one I already knew about. And that's where I got this, right? Y'all know what sunchokes are. Some people call them fartichokes. Some people call them Jerusalem artichokes, right? Now, I did my research on this prior to buying it. That's why I bought this little bag, because I've never had sunchokes before, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. So I just bought a little bag. I think this bag was maybe $4. It's a pound, maybe $4. It might have been a little bit more. I don't remember. I bought this because I'm going to plant this. See, the guy says they don't cut them off there. They grow them natural, and they leave the little stubs on there. See the little stubs? Those jokers will grow. We're going to plant these today. But there was another thing that is hard, super hard to germinate. And I've tried to germinate this before. Didn't work out for me. Where is it? Here it is. I found you. Let me put you down. It's getting stuck on the plant. So there's something that I was trying to grow, and I got 3 of them. They were inexpensive. This. Y'all know what this is? This thing is hard to grow. My opinion. Most of the seeds, and a lot of gardeners will say the same thing. The wind is blowing. A lot of gardeners will say the same thing. I'm holding it with my foot. That this joker will not grow. These seeds are hard to germinate. Stevia. I decided that, and this is a perennial, by the way. This ran about $4.75 Azure Standard. And I'm not affiliated with Azure Standard, but shoot, if you go to online to any other store, it's not going to be $4.75. I saw them like $12, $20. And this is a perennial. I bought 4 of them. And I squished one because I'm trying to get them into the sun, but I need to move them. I need to move these down here. It's all about organization. One of my videos is about organizing this greenhouse because it was a mess. I got it together though. took me almost half a day, but I got it together. So let me pull this out. Oh, that's not gonna work. Pull this thing out. Hopefully it doesn't fall down. So you got to be careful how you plant, and you got to make sure that you plant the things that you like. And I buy seedlings. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Barb Brownie. How you doing? I buy seedlings, right? Y'all, I just showed you the stevia, right? And stevia, man, I can eat this whole plant. The other day I was like, I want to taste it, right? Because I've never had fresh stevia. I always buy that powdered stuff, right? Make sure, wait. I'm gonna wipe it on my clothes. Y'all know I'm a gardener, right? It's sweet. Hello, official Jamia. Hello, official Jamia. I gotta say your name right. It tastes like a plant with some sugar, and I was buying that powdered stevia, and I was like, I have it still in there, and the white stuff, the white stevia that you buy from the supermarket has an aftertaste, and I thought it was just the stuff that you bought. Well, no. Stevia, the plant, has an aftertaste. That's truly how it tastes. So if you buy stevia in the store and you buy that powdered stuff, you be like, I don't particularly care for the aftertaste. It must be a chemical. No, it's not what it is. That's how it tastes. It's got an aftertaste, but it also has a sweetness. And I'm trying to get off sugar because I use sugar and honey, and I'm trying to get off both of those jokers. Now there's another one called agave. Is it agave? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's agave. That's a sweetener. But and there's a couple more that are sweeteners, but this is the one that was easy for me to find, or not easy. I already shop at Azure Standard. I already do drops, and I was something hit me right when I was looking at the bag of stevia that I bought for like 20. It's not cheap, not. That's because you can't grow. These seeds are hard to grow. So 4.75, I bought three of them. Shoot, I was like, if one passes away, I'm gonna have two more tries. One means none, two means one, and three will do. Three or more. So I have the stevia here, and I'm gonna do my best. I'm very good at plants. Once you get a stevia, try to keep it alive because it's a perennial, so don't let it freeze. And it even tells you on the thing, perennial. You see that? I hope this thing is in backwards, but it says perennial stevia US or USDA organic, and then it says Ella's Eden. But this is from Azure Standard. That's where I bought it. 4.75. I couldn't believe it. And look at these plants. I expected it to be a little scrawny plant like some of the other stuff I get. These are freaking big plants. Look at that. Here, I'm gonna take the nicer one since this one has a yellow leaf on it. Okay, look at my hand. That is about 8 inches of plant, not including this. You're about to have more stevia than you can use. I hope so, because I'm trying. I one time, I'm not gonna eat this yellow leaf. I was off of sugar one time years ago. I was trying to lose weight, and I was trying to get off sugar because sugar, if you could look it up, it runs up. I have cholesterol problems, and sugar is what does it. It drives it up. But I'm not a doctor. Look it up. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. Sugar is a culprit. Sugar feeds a lot of bad things. So if I could replace sugar with stevia, man, I'm golden. I don't know why. And once you get off sugar, this is a caveat. Once you stop using it and you start using it again, it stings your tongue. That white sugar or brown sugar, it does not taste good. So once you start using stevia, even though it don't taste good, my plant reseeded itself every year. The stevia, I ain't gonna let this thing is perennial. It's coming in this greenhouse. I'm gonna put this in a big nice pot. All three of them going in nice pots. I might have to go and purchase some pots for these jokers because I ain't gonna let it go. I know how. I tried already. I bought some seeds from a reputable. I bought two actually. I had two sets of. These roosters are getting on my nerves. I had two sets of seeds from two separate companies with stevia, and none of them went to Germany. None of them ever germinated, and I left them in there for months because I was watching a reputable gardener. Oh, there's a lot of reputable gardeners, but one of them, and he said his germination rate was super low, and that it took it months for it to come up. So I'm gonna remedy that. If I can't do it, I'm gonna find somebody who can. Let somebody do the things I can't do. I'm not good at everything. I mean, nobody is. Everybody needs some help, especially with gardening. Something will not germinate for you. For a while there, I couldn't grow lettuce. I was growing everything else, and lettuce would not pop up. Finally, I took some of the iceberg lettuce and I stratified it, and then it sprouted. It won't in Texas. It's hard to grow lettuce because it's super hot here, and if it does grow, it goes to seed. Now arugula came up, but it went straight to seed. Make sure I didn't. You will do it, Jamerica. I'm tired of trying to stevia. If you're talking about stevia, I rather just buy the seedling because that it doesn't make any sense to. And one of the gardener that I was watching, he said that if you get a pack of seeds with stevia and the seeds are light brown, those seeds are no good. They have to be dark. So I think the seeds of the stevia, first of all, they're hard to get because they look like dust. Look like a bunch of dust. Autocorrect. Autocorrect. I don't know what happened with autocorrect. You're about to have, oh, okay, Bob Browning. Those are some awesome stevia plants and a great price. Yes, I was surprised because I was willing to pay like $10 per plant, but they, man, 4.75. I'll go to an Azure Standard Drop for that. Just for the plants. I didn't get much on the Azure Standard Drop, but when I got those plants and the people, when I had the box, it said live plants and then it had the arrow, and I was holding the wrong way. And the rest of the people who were there, because I'm regular with Azure Standard, right? I'm there almost every month. They were like, "You got it upside down, hun. Turn it, turn it the other way around." They were helping me because if I opened that box and broke my stevia plant, I'd have started crying. I'd have had to reorder too. So on this particular drop, I also ordered barley, pearls, I ordered sunchokes, and I ordered that stevia. I don't think I ordered anything else. If I did, it wasn't anything memorable. So we're gonna plant these jokers because they got eyes on them. See that? Now, I do my homework on some of this stuff, especially if they say it's survival crop. Now, you can feed we can eat sunchokes, although they say if you eat them raw, it's a prebiotic. Not if it's raw, it's a prebiotic. You got to make it a probiotic by fermenting it. It's a prebiotic, which means it's going to give you the bubbles, the bubble guts. So if you don't want to be tooting, don't eat it raw. However, you can, if you have pigs or you have they're not going to eat the stems. A lady said she tried to feed her pigs, her hogs, the stems and the flowers. They wouldn't eat it. The only thing that she could feed to the pet pigs was this. They eat this. And that woman had 1,000,000 of these. This plant is invasive, by the way. So I got to either find a spot or keep it in a pot. Who is that? Plant a piece of stevia. It propagates easy. So wait a minute. Wait. It propagates easily. I also grow Jerusalem artichoke. I love them pickled. That is how you turn it into a probiotic with the salt. And I saw people putting salt and pepper and garlic in it, and they just put it in a dark cabinet and let it sit there for a couple months. Then it becomes a probiotic. But you eat it raw, just like this, not sitting it aside for a couple of months or a couple of weeks. This is gonna give you some digestive. Well, it's not going to give you problems. It's actually fixing your intern. That's what they say. I'm not a doctor though. So Miss Jamerica, I got my pot here, and this is used soil. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna fortify this soil because this I told y'all I was clumsy, right? Y'all know that, right? So this is spent soil. I'm just chopping it up. I'm gonna stand up so we get this done. We're gonna plant these sunchokes. Jamerica, I have had the same issues. So you are telling your history with growing stevia. Yeah, let me go over here and see what you said. With growing stevia, and I will be ordering some. I thought it was just me. It's not you. It's the seed. It's hard to grow. Really hard to grow. And instead of me spending going to and it's not the seed company's fault. Just like they say this joker is hard to grow, lemongrass. But once you get this joker to grow, just keep it alive. That's all you do. When I bought these seeds from Mi Gardener, and they sent me a little note. They said because lemongrass is hard to propagate or to grow, and I'm not gonna say propagate, it's hard to germinate. That's the right word. We're gonna give you extra seeds. And they did. They gave me a whole bunch of seeds. I still got seeds for this. I guess I need to plant them because the longer you keep seeds, the less viable they are. So all I'm doing is I'm breaking this soil up, right? And these artichokes are not, now some of these I'm gonna put some in a pot, and I'm gonna how many do I have? I only got a pound, so I could only do so much. And I definitely am not gonna be using them as a prebiotic because I don't want that drama. I don't want to be all hunched over. praying to God that it passed. Literally. So I'm mixing the soil up, right? Now, when I was cleaning the greenhouse and cleaning up around here, because I had plants everywhere, I went ahead and I tried to organize as best as possible. In this bag, if you know me, this is my bag of fertilizer. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Is that Sylvia that I just saw? How you doing? Sylvia. I'm gonna get your whole channel because I always call you Sylvia. Sylvia Garden Adventures. Yes. So this is what I've been using this year. Every year I use something different. Most of the time I don't use all purpose, but I was gonna say all purpose seasoning, all purpose what is this? Fertilizer. And this is nitrogen, what is it? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna use this, right? 757. It don't matter to me. I just found this on sale, right? I think the bag was ripped or something, and I was like, "Yo, y'all need to give me like 50% off." Yep, see that? There's a hole there. Betty P, how you doing? How you doing? What did you say? Let me see. Jamerica, I love watching you teach and keeping us amused. I hate, I hate when you're doing a video and it happens to a lot of people, and then when these freaking planes or what was that? That was a helicopter. I don't know. That might be a twin. That was a twin engine. I don't know. They changed their flight pattern and now they're flying over our houses because years ago that didn't happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna put a whole bunch. Fertilizer goes further than you think. You see that? I think that might be too much, but I'm gonna put it in here. Now, bone meal is for flowering and for roots. And this is a root crop, right? We're not going to keep this in here for the duration of its life, but we are going to start it off in a pot because it's an invasive crop. This joker will take over your yard. That's what I found out. And I was, before I plant, because I've learned from my sweet potatoes, I still have sweet potatoes coming up from last year, but it don't matter because I'm still planting sweet potatoes out there. So I don't care. Some things like sweet potatoes or root crops like this, these tubers, they'll come up year after year after year. And you see, I didn't put a whole bunch of bone meal in there, right? See that? That might be too much. And because I want it to produce green, if this is for the green stuff, this is nitrogen, blood meal. I'm just gonna take a little bit of blood meal. I'm just fortifying the soil. Just a little bit. You ain't got to use a whole handful. This stuff goes further than you think. This plant, first, and there's still nutrients in that soil. And God knows what else because it's spent soil. So it says, let's see. It's an excellent organic source of nitrogen for all types of plants, including flowers, vegetables, trees, and shrubs. Blood meal promotes plant growth, cultivates vibrant color, and helps develop the root system. Oh, I didn't know that. It generally releases for 1 to 4 month period. Now let me read bone meal. So apparently I got that wrong. And I just buy any one. I don't discriminate against and this one won't burn your plants, by the way. That's another thing I like about it. Let's see. It doesn't say what it does. It is for bulbs, roses, and gardens, tree shrubs. Applied twice a year, early spring and late fall. And it doesn't say, but it's phosphorus. And it's showing an onion. Root crop. And it's showing flowers, just like I said. But you can look it up. I could be wrong, but I probably am not. Apparently I forgot something on this one because I thought that nitrogen was just for leaves. But it's not. They say it promotes the roots too. Now there's another type of fertilizer that I want to show you. Let me mix this in first before it blows away. That's another thing about putting bone meal and blood meal in. Shoot, don't have no wind going. Do not. Bone meal is exactly what they say it is. Crushed up bones. And blood meal is exactly what they say it is. Dry blood. And if both of them smell bad. What am I talking about? They both stink. They smell bad. That's why I got them in a plastic bag, because I don't want to smell this stuff. Especially this one got wet. The bone meal got wet. And I was like, I went into my garage, because that's where it was, right? Don't keep it in your garage, by the way. It brings bugs. I had to go in and fumigate the other day. It's like, what the heck is going on in here? It stinks right now. Which is why I got it in this bag, but apparently the bag is giving up the ghost. It's like, I ain't gonna see it for you. I've been holding on too long because I use the same plastic bag over and over again. So when I run out of bone meal, I just get another bag of bone meal and put it back in the same Ziploc. Okay. So there's some other things, other natural, all right? And I also use unnatural stuff every now and then. 10, 10, 10. People are getting on me. I don't care. I do it. I do what I do. If I feel like putting 10, 10, 10 in there or Miracle Grow, I'm going to do it. I don't care what y'all say. I'm eating this. So there's another two things that I use when I plant stuff. And most of the time I use this. This is horticulture molasses. This joker is sugar. It gives your trees and your plants a sugar rush. Let me see if it say anything on it. Nope. It says 2 gallons per acre. Now, I don't use that much. I just spot treat it. So I mix it with in a 5-gallon jug, and don't ask me how much. I just do it until the water turns. It looks like molasses and smells like molasses, which is usually about, I say, a quarter cup for 5 gallons. Don't quote me though. And then this one, fish emulsion. This joker smells. Anna's backyard gardening. How you doing? This one smells bad. But this is nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, 511, 511. But it's fish emulsion made from fish, and it won't burn your stuff. It says that on the bottle. That's the main thing about not using the chemical stuff. Hote Robinson. I hope I said your name right. That's the main thing about using organic fertilizer. So if you use the chemical stuff, you got to be careful, because it could burn your stuff up. Burn it. The organic stuff, when I'm out there planting, I'll take a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, because these are all organic. See that? All of them. And they won't burn your stuff up. But you put those chemicals on, you gotta be a little careful, because you will come back out and they will be flopped over, gone. Gone. No coming back, gone. So let's put this back where the animals can't get it. That's why I got it up high. Got it up high. What are you? Oh, I know what you are. Toothache plant. I'll tell you all about that later. Toothache plant. Them flowers will numb your mouth. If you have a toothache, or your kids are, it's like Ambisol. I'm speaking from experience, because last year I went to Chef to Farmer in Dallas, and one of the girls, or one of the booths, had toothache flowers. Man, I took a little piece, because I learned my lesson about just throwing stuff, seeing stuff on the table. Oh gosh, there's beetles in here. That's not good. They gonna eat my stuff. They moving around. I'm gonna make you out of fertilizer. Where is it? Trying to kill it. They done disappeared. Run for your life. Run for your life. She's got a knife. I mean, a hori. I did a short on this in my hori. This is my favorite tool. You see I'm mixing with it? You could chop down weeds. You could do almost anything with this joker. This is just as good, if not better, than a machete. Y'all know people use machetes out in the field, right? To cut down stuff and to dig. They do everything with machetes. I saw a guy clear. I think he cleared about 1/8 of an acre with a machete. I just watched him from the window. So there we are. We're gonna mix this stuff up and make it nice and loose. We are gonna pat it back down, right? And I'm gonna take my Jerusalem artichokes, or what are they called? Sunchokes. And these are organic. There's no spray here. All right. When you go to the supermarket, who is that? Southern City Girl Gardening. How you doing? I saw you the other day with your new eggs. Yes, I saw you with your chickens. I saw you. That's how I felt when my chickens started laying. So this one is not a good one. I'm just gonna pick out the ones with the eyes on it. And by eyes, this is why you want organic. So if you go, I'm all close, all up in my teethuses. If you go to the supermarket and you get something, if you get, what have I grown from the supermarket? Taro. You go to the organic section, because sometimes, or if you're growing, what else have I? Sweet potatoes. Last year, all them sweet potatoes I got from out there, them sweet potato slips came from sweet potatoes that I got from the supermarket. These are from Azure Standard. And if you have any questions in reference to the sweet potatoes, you always plant. If you plant the sweet potatoes, you see how it's rotting in there? Let me pull this down so y'all can see. That's exactly what's going to happen if you plant the sweet potato. And it's not going to go. You're not going to get as many sweet potatoes. So always plant the slips. That's what you want. You use a sweet potato to get the slips. And when you buy from the supermarket, if you want to buy sweet potatoes, because you're planting slips, you're not going to contaminate your soil with some foreign matter, because you're planting this, and this is not the root, part of the root. So this is a purple sweet potato that I got from Azure Standard because I couldn't find purple. Did you notice something? Anything I can't find anywhere else, and if I want to get it at a decent price, I've been going to Azure Standard. I've been finding this stuff, and it's all organic, so I don't have to worry about it not sprouting because it's been sprayed with some sort of inhibitor. That's what you don't want. Anti-growth hormone. Or I purchased some what was it? Turmeric. Do you know that what they did? They went and scraped off every eye on the turmeric at the supermarket. Every eye. I'll just put it back. Talk about woman-owned business. I don't care if you're a woman or not. If you're scraping off my eyes, I don't care where it comes from. As long as it's organic and I can grow it. Why am I going to pay all that? Why do you care what I'm putting? I'm fussing now. Why does she care what I'm putting with, what I'm going to do with it? Oh, there they go. I'm like, some of my stuff is missing. So that's where it grows. See them eyes? Not my eyes. These eyes. I'm so silly sometimes. So you want it to have eyes on it, right? Then we're just going to open this joker up. Oh, I forgot there were bugs in here. Oh, well, you know I don't care, right? Unless it crawls on me, and then I'm going to freak out on camera. I'm going to put the sunchoke in here. I'm going to put 3 in here. They only gave me 3, 6, 9 tubers, so I got to be. Besides, you got to have, one lady said that you have to thin them out. But this is I'm just doing this because, so I have one here, right? I'm going to put another one right here. And then I'm going to get one more with eyes on it. See the eyes? I'm going to put it right here. Cover it up. Press it down. I might need to put some more soil in here because I don't have a lot of soil in here, see? But I don't have any extra soil right now. So this is going to have to do. And then I'm going to do what I do with every other thing that I either get from the supermarket or from Azure Standard. I'm going to take it and put it in a spot where I'll remember to water it every now and then, or whenever I water everything else. Y'all remember, if you're not new, my name is Jamerica, and I grow stuff from seeds, sometimes from the supermarket. That is an avocado tree that I grew from a supermarket seed, Wally World seed, them tropical avocado seeds. So, you know, I'm hard-headed because everybody said it wouldn't grow. And if it does grow, it's not going to give me fruit. And look at it. I don't care if it gives me fruit or not. That's what I told somebody on my last thing. He was like, well, you ain't going to get no fruit. I grow avocados. Or he said, you might not get any fruit. That's what he said. There's no definite. And I was like, you know, I think I will. But we'll see. Remains to be seen. So I did it again. I went to Wally World, same place, and I went to these avocados are not has avocados. These avocados, and I ate the avocado. Cost about $3 to $4 each, and they're tropical. They're called tropical avocados. I think they're from Costa Rica most of the time. Look, I was gonna throw this thing out. I threw one out, and I'm mad at myself now because this thing. I think I put this in this pot. I think late February, early March, and nothing happened. And all of a sudden, I was looking at it the other day, and look. And once it starts growing, because this one, just there's two, they are only a year old, and they're 8 feet tall. See that? They're taller than me. So they grow fast and they're beautiful. $3. I'll take a chance for $3. And then, everybody got something to say, right? That's why I put that music. If you watch that short, you're going to see what the music says. I was giving them a message because I don't want to hear it. So, someone else said that the fruit will not be true. Well, I know that. It's probably going to be a hybrid. But I don't care if it's a hybrid. And now I don't care if it fruits or not. Well, I care, baby. I care. Fruit for me, baby, because there's two of them here. It's two. See that? See that? There's two of them. Now there's three. And I threw one away because it took an extremely long time for it to germinate. And the reason why I think that they were holding off on germinating is because it was too cool. Now, man, it's 90 degrees, 90, 80. It ain't even 80 anymore. It's 90 degrees or higher here in Texas. So once it hit that temperature, apparently avocados are tropical fruit. So apparently avocados like this. Now this one, the sunchoke, I'm taking that. I'm putting it right next to my my avocado. I'm gonna put this avocado right here so it gets some sun. Some sun comes through the trees right here. Put the sunchoke right there so that I can remember to water it. And these, I might plant some more because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's funny how we now I could have got a bag, but they had like a 50-pound bag. I don't want 50 pounds. I don't know if I could. Some people can't digest these things. I think if you have certain ailments, you ain't supposed to touch these things. So look it up before you grow it. Make sure that it's not going to hurt you. But if I like them and they're prolific, well, I'm gonna grow a whole bunch of them. But that's why I put it in that container, because if I don't like them, well, they're in a container and they're huge. From what I saw with the lady who was showing what she did, and she told YouTube, the people of YouTube, she said you got to thin them out, because if you don't thin them out, they're going to get super small. So when she pulled it out, the ones that she had thinned out, the roots were this big. Oh, they were all clustered. One plant had that many roots, that many of these things on it. Huge. The ones that she didn't thin out were small like this. So she said, make sure you thin them out. Make sure you thin them out, because it doesn't make any sense for you to have 1,000,000 plants, but all your tubers are small. That's what her thing was. And she was feeding hers to her pigs. She said, I hear you can eat them. So apparently she had never ate the sunchokes or the Jerusalem artichokes. But check it out. Jerusalem artichokes, survival crop. The more you grow, the more you know, or the more you listen to people who grow things, the more you find out that there's food all around us. And some things are way easier, like the stevia is super hard to grow. But this apparently is very, very easy. And they even say, look at that. Look at them eyes. They say that this thing is invasive. So it'll take over your yard. So either put it somewhere that you don't care if it spreads out, or go out there and thin it. Don't put it next to nothing that you won't, because it's going to take over. And it's huge. That thing was huge. It was 8 to 10 feet tall. I don't know how tall she was, but it was big. Let me see what the chat is saying. Barb Brownie said, I have avocado growing too. I threw the seed in the pot, forgot about it, and now it's growing on my porch fast with recent heat. Yep. That's what they do. They like I don't know where I'm gonna put this year. I don't know where I'm gonna put this when winter comes because it can't stay outside and it's too tall to go back in that greenhouse. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Buy another greenhouse that's higher, do a high tunnel. I don't know. But I got a couple of months to figure it out because I got Barbados cherries in there. I don't take my Barbados cherries out of the greenhouse, but I ain't gonna have a choice because I'm skipping all around. I'm sorry, guys. If you don't know me, I get on these tangents. So I keep sunchokes for survival. They're a survival crop and they're easy to grow. They say you just sunchokes will grow anywhere. They said the only thing that it really doesn't like is shade, but it'll still grow like a weed. These are my Barbados cherries, right? Look up here. It's going out of the vent, and I guess I could cut it down because it's growing out of the vent. It's going up, and it can't take cold. I never took it out of there. This is year, I think year 3 with these Barbados cherries, and I liked them so much that I went and got some tissue culture, and it says cherry. It's a Barbados cherry here. Somebody else's leaf is stuck on it. Let me get it off. I got these. These are like, I think I got 3 of these for 25, either 25 or $40. One of them, no, it's about $27. So if you want to grow Barbados cherry and you don't want to start up with a big plant that's going to cost you a whole bunch of money, go ahead and get some. And it's not going to, some of them don't say tissue culture. You'll look at there and you'll see 3 plants, 3 or 4 plants, right? Here they are. I got 4 of them. Here are the rest of them, right? And they'll be like, they'll say 4 plants, $27, but then you'll look at how tall they are because they're only going to be 3 inches. This is small. See that? They grow quick though. It's like starting with a seedling, but they grow. I have here. This was tissue culture. This is only a couple of months. Now figs grow. This is a Valletta di Bordeaux. I got these in February. Right now, they started off just like these little ones. Where is it? Barbados cherry. It started off just like this, and now look, figs grow quick. And I got, I think, 4 of these for $27 because I couldn't find the Valletta di Bordeaux. I, I go to different places to find my stuff. If I think that the Amazing store is too much, I go to Wally World, or I go to the blue box store, or I go to the brown and orange box store. And if they don't have it in the store, check online because sometimes they have stuff online but they don't have it in the stores and they'll mail it to you. And then I check the prices because what one person, usually Azure Standard is super cheap though. I gotta say that. What one box store will have for like $50, you probably can find it at Wally World for $35. Or Wally World might have it for $40, and you go to Azure Standard and it's $20, $15, whatever. Azure Standard, same thing. You just have to go around to different places and look for things, especially as a gardener, because you can spend, they say we're saving money by being a gardener. But if you follow the trends and what everybody, some of these gardeners do some expensive stuff. I don't even count them as gardeners. I say they're landscapers because some of them spend a lot of money. They're like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and build a greenhouse. Now, my greenhouse is from Wally World. And it took me, I was guessing and spelling a long time on that thing because I said I'm gonna have to save my money because every greenhouse I looked up that was halfway decent was either very cheaply made or it was like thousands of dollars. So I got on there and I was like, I was on a live and I was like, man, I said I'm still saving because I was saving money. I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on a greenhouse. Man, I saved and I saved, and then finally, I mean, summer was, I think it might have been June or July, or it might have been August, September. I just kept on trying to save money because every time I looked at it, It's like 3 grand. Or the cheapest one I found in our particular care was at the Cost to the Coast store or the Sam's Club or whatever. Theirs was about just under, it's like 1,500, around 2 grand, if I remember right. I think it was 17.99 or something like that. So I was saving for it because I didn't want to go into debt behind a greenhouse. Then I was on a live complaining, talking about I still don't have a greenhouse, y'all, and I don't know where I'm gonna put my trees because I have citrus trees that are in pots. And I'm in Texas, but we get freezes, and all of the citrus trees, with the exception of 2, get hit and knocked all the way down to the ground every year. The only ones that stay green all the time are the ones that are in the greenhouse. And at that time, I didn't have any greenhouses, so I had it in my house. You don't want to do that. You bring plants from the outside into your house, and you're gonna get bugs. You're gonna have your house, and you're gonna have to hire an exterminator because them beetles, all kind of weird stuff is showing up in my house. I was like, what kind of bug is this? I had to call the exterminator because I dragged these plants in and they had bugs in the pots. So I wasn't going to do that again. And I was like, I was complaining on a live. And what was his name? Growing What I Eat was like, oh, I got mine from Wally World. And I was like, I have never seen a greenhouse. And it's not, I mean, it's not the best, right? But it's definitely not the worst, right? And it can fit my stuff in there. I could have got bigger, but I only had so much money. I had only saved a couple of $100, and I got what I could afford. I did because I don't have it like that. I don't have thousands of dollars saving no sell on, to spend on no greenhouse. And then I had to put it together myself, which was interesting. I have a video on it. I put this thing together by myself. Woo! That started me on the journey of putting stuff together myself, because you hire people, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. But if you follow some of these people, you're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to spend. And gardening, we're trying to save. We ain't trying to spend. Let me see, Sam and Sonia's garden. I keep sunchokes as a survival crop too. It took a few seasons for my gut to acclimate to consuming them. That's what they say. I don't want to go through that. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. I might run myself out of the house. D Nice. Yeah, the first time I ate sunchoke, I was sick for a few days, very uncomfortable. After that, I was fine eating them. Okay. Bar Brownie said nice. D Nice said too. So true. Bar Brownie said that's a nice greenhouse, Jamerica. Wally World. Put it together myself. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Southern City Girl Gardener says, have you started to plant your roselle yet? Okay, that's sorrel. I have 2 sorrel. Now I'm gonna tell you something, Southern City Girl. I watched your video. I watch a lot of people's stuff. I'm sorry. I don't comment most of the time because I'm watching it on the TV and I'm too lazy to get up off of my tail and write a comment. I'm gonna have to fix that. That is something I need to become better at, because it helps your channel out. And you need to know that people are watching you. I've been watching your channel. Anyway, I saw you do the roselle. I'm gonna tell you what you did wrong. You didn't put enough sugar in it. And I know you're a healthcare professional. You got to put sugar in roselle like Peanut is doing. Peanut, I was raised in the ghetto, so I can say this. You don't talk about it unless you've been about it. I've been about it. I'm gonna do it like my brother. My brother used to do. My brother used to put a Miss J.K. Gardner. How you doing? My brother used to use, man, we had a 5-pound bag of sugar. I swear he used a pound on a little gallon. So when I saw you doing the roselle, I was screaming at TV, you ain't putting enough sugar in. You were like, oh, it's so sour. I'm going to tell you why I'm only growing 2 roselle. I only drink roselle once a year. If that. Because I don't want to be a diabetic. You run yourself into a diabetic coma. That's why Jamaicans drink it at Christmas. It's a Christmas drink. And that's why, we put liquor in it, of course. That white lightning. White lightning is Ray and Nephew. If y'all want to know, Ray and Nephew, white lightning will take you and knock you down. You be in the street. You be sleeping like a baby. So I have some roselle here. I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's in the greenhouse. I put everything in the greenhouse now because I organized finally. I have two roselle growing in here that I have to plant. I have to plant them. There's another trick to doing sorrel because that's what roselle is. Sorrel. That's what Jamaicans call it, right? That's what the drink is, but that they call sometimes we call the plant the drink the plant, the plant the drink, same thing, vice versa. You say you try it again, you ain't gonna like it because it's gonna taste like that Kool-Aid from the hood. I don't know if you ever been to the hood, but we use a lot of sugar, a lot. We use a lot of sugar in our Kool-Aid, and normally in the hood we don't get no soda. We get Kool-Aid, sweet, sweet syrup. That's what we get, syrup. That's what I'm gonna call it. I couldn't drink it half the time my brothers and them made it. Shoot, them jokers would put so much sugar in there. You know, the same look that you had when you drank that sour sorrel is the same look I had when some of my family members made Kool-Aid. That's why I always ask, who made the Kool-Aid? And if I hear the wrong name, I do not drink it. So every sorrel I've ever had from anybody has been syrupy. As a matter of fact, in New York City, you go to the Trinidadian store, you go to Jamaican store, because I didn't buy sorrel, or my family members would make it, but I didn't make it. I just started making it since I've been an adult. But man, I get a headache when I drink too much sugar, and sorrel will do it to you. And then you got a kicker because my brother has a bartending license. So if you really want to knock somebody off their feet, you give them alcohol, and sugar is a kicker. It kicks it up. Uh-uh. Not a good combination. And most people put a bunch of both in sorrel. Southern Seas girls, I'll try it again. I'll put 5 pound I'll put what? I'll put a five. Don't put 5 pounds in it. Start off with about, 2 cups of sugar. You gotta sugar it until it's not sour anymore. Because it's sour. I buy roselle. You could buy dried roselle. By the way, you can buy dried sorrel. They sell it everywhere. They sell it in New York. You can buy it at the store because there's a lot of West Indians in New York City, so you can buy it anywhere in New York City. And when I go home to visit my family, I just go and get some dried roselle. Dried roselle, just like any herb, is stronger than the fresh stuff. So when I harvested my roselle last year, I dried it out. I went and put it on a dehydrator and dried it out. And then later on, when I felt like drinking it, that's when I went ahead and did it. So I ain't grown too much of that stuff this year. I uh, I only drink it once a year. Everybody and I watch it is I call it Jamaican Kool-Aid because that's what it is to me. Nobody else say that though. So if you West Indian, forgive me. I could get a Jamaican passport if I wanted one. By heritage. You could do that. I could be a dual citizen if I want, but I don't think I want to do that. God's desire for me. Hello from the bushes. I use honey to sweeten my roselle. Still sugar. It's still sugar. Still. Although honey is a healthier alternative to that white sugar, it's still sugar. And if you're a diabetic, you ain't supposed to have that. And if you start drinking a bunch of, it's like when I stopped, I don't know how I got on this because we were talking about planting that sorrel or roselle is something that a lot of people have gotten on the bandwagon about. There's another thing that comes from Jamaica. This is amaranth, but we call it callaloo. We make callaloo out of it, Jamaican callaloo, which is a green vegetable. This is actually good for you. That's sorrel, man. Mm. One time a year for a reason. It's not good for you. It's not good. It's too much sweetener in it. Even if it's honey, it's a sweetener, and your body, just like a starch turns into sugar, honey is a sugar. It's all the same. The only That's why I got that stevia there, because stevia, although it when you chew the leaves, It tastes like sugar. It's not gonna mess with your glucose level. And if you start messing with sugar, your tolerance, you're gonna need more. It's like an addiction. Gonna need more and more and more. I know why people are making sorrel, because it reminds them of Kool-Aid. It reminds me of Kool-Aid, the bad kind though, the one that got too much sugar in it. Anyway, I'll get off that. Um, I have sorrel inside due to cold temperatures, but will be transferring outside. Okay, Bar Brownie. It grows and it's beautiful. I think it's in the hibiscus family. If I know okra is in the hibiscus family. What is sorrel? And I forget. Sorrel is a pretty plant. The excuse me, the I forgot what the pestules, I think that's what it's called. They're real pretty. It's a real pretty plant and it grows so big. Some mine last year were like this. They were spread out because I put some fertilizer out there. If you put fertilizer down and you put your I call it sorrel. You put your sorrel in the ground with some blood meal and bone meal, man, them jokers gonna get big and wide. Mine was at least, I say, 8 to 10. It was so tall that it flipped over after a while with this Texas wind. But it was like 8 to 10 feet tall and about 3 to 4 feet wide, each of them. And I only had four plants. Get your fingers right. Only had four plants last year, and they took up quite a big piece of land. So you don't need a lot of it, because if you put fertilizer down, the natural kind, I can only vouch for blood meal, bone meal, and natural fertilizer. Last year I think I only used blood meal and bone meal, and maybe I put some fish fertilizer intermittently, because I don't fertilize like that. Some people fertilize every 2 weeks. I don't do that. I ain't got time for that. I do it when I feel like it. And I could tell when, peppers, especially peppers, enjoy fertilizer. Hence this joker right here. They like that stuff. But I don't know. I don't do it. I do it when I feel like it, and it shows with the peppers. But with the tomatoes, I just put blood meal. When I plant it, I put blood meal, bone meal, and I put that natural fertilizer or whatever fertilizer I have. Usually it's natural. Sometimes it's Miracle Grow. I have never put 10-10-10 down when I had a seedling. Don't do that. Don't do that. Liquid fertilizer, synthetic, yeah, but that 10-10-10, man, it's gonna kill your plants. It's gonna take them out. Don't do that. That synthetic stuff, that's where it'll mess you up. Sylvia Garden Adventure. My callaloo is more like spinach. Yeah. So let me tell you, cook callaloo. You get some, now this Jamaican callaloo, they just cook it like greens, and you put pork in it or you put turkey in it, and it's good. It's not as sharp as collard greens. It reminds me of mustard greens somehow. And them jokers give you a lot of leaves. I put callaloo on that side. I think I might do it again because I'm not using it. I have those plants sitting there. I put callaloo on that side, and them jokers, they were as big as this tree the year before last. I have a video on it. I videotape everything. I like mustards too, but callaloo is so much better. It takes up the flavor of your spice, yep, really well, and has a bit more texture that is so nice to the palate. Yes, I agree. I agree. Callaloo is good. What was I getting ready to say? Oh, the Trinidadian way to make callaloo. Now their callaloo is different. They use the taro leaves, which you gotta be careful with. Don't mess with them taro leaves or edos leaves unless you know how to cook them, because they could. Man, I made a mistake when I first messed with those, and I almost shut my throat down. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital. So you gotta know what you're doing when you're doing taro leaves. But if you're using the callaloo, the amaranth callaloo, man, those jokers put shrimp and coconut milk with some onions, some bell peppers, some garlic, some salt and pepper. Man, woo! And they pour it over macaroni and cheese, and man, it's really good. Look up Trinidadian callaloo, but they don't use, and you can use this. You can use the amaranth callaloo and follow the Trinidadian recipe. I recommend you do, because they know how to cook taro. They know how to cook taro root or edos roots. I mean, taro leaves or Edos leaves. You gotta be careful with those. Amaranth, you don't. You cook it the same. You cook it the same way. I cook callaloo with bacon, onions, and tomatoes. Yeah, but you ain't tried it with no shrimp yet. I made that for some people in Hawaii, some Samoans. You know, Samoans, they'll tell you off if you can't cook, right? I made that for some Samoans. Man, I mean, it was eating. They did this and then they looked up. I ain't cooking for y'all no more. Y'all looking at me like I'm dinner. I ain't cooking for y'all no more. You could cook, man. Them jokers see hearts. You know, some big guys, right? I don't need that kind of stalkery. Sylvia's Garden Adventure. I will be trying it with shrimp. Shrimp, coconut milk. Okay, you got to get coconut milk, onions, bell pepper, garlic, salt, pepper, and shrimp. Or look up Trinidadian callaloo. Do not use the taro like they do. Go ahead and use the amaranth. And I tell you what, if you don't like it, well, I think I got good taste. So if you don't like it, I'll be surprised. That joke is good. Southern City Girl Journey, that sounds good. And we are, what is it? That sounds good. Are you going to cook it on a video? I don't have any. Do I have amaranth? I do have amaranth because I canned some. That's how much I had of it the year before last. I can up everything. If I don't eat my vegetables, I do one of three things. I dehydrate the herbs. If I don't use it, I'm a dehydrate. This lemongrass, we call it fever grass, and we use the leaves for tea. I dry this joker out in a paper bag. If I any herb, if any herb that I don't use, like this peppermint over there, I dry it out and I put it in a paper bag and leave it on top of the refrigerator till it's dried up, or I put it on the dehydrator and dry it out. That's the first way. I dry out okra. I've dried okra. I've dried a couple of things, peppers, celery. I make my own celery salt. The next way I preserve stuff is putting it in the freezer. That's what I'm having to do with my tomatoes because I'm getting too many of them in. The third way is canning. Canning is a skill. Initially, I was terrified of canning, but I had to get over that, just like I had to get over the solar power stuff. But canning, I was more afraid of canning because I talked to my mother, who's a Jamaican, right? And she was telling me how people were, kabooming their houses. She was like, "Ain't you afraid? Those things, they're not. They're dangerous. They're dangerous. They." And I remember when I was a kid, we had a pressure cannon, but it was the kind that, what was I cooking? I used to cook pig feet, I think, in the pressure canner. It was the kind that when you put it in the pressure canner, the canner would lock. Remember them olden kinds? So if it was too hot, you couldn't open that canner up. Not true of the canner that we can use for pressure canning. You could open that joker up, and if you do, man, you're gonna be sorry. You gotta be careful with pressure canning. Who did I learn pressure canning from? I watched Red's Homestead and Homestead Heart. Them two ladies. That's how I learned how to pressure can during the lockdown when I was afraid to go to the store. I'm telling you the truth. Sylvia, it seems like I can't grow enough callaloo. It's my summer greens. Once it gets hot, that callaloo is going to take over. And if it's not growing, go ahead and put some blood meal and bone meal, side dress it, and kind of lightly dig it in. Them jokers will grow. They will. They will. I have faith because you're a good gardener. Sylvia's Garden Adventure. I learned from Homestead Heart. Yep. But there was another lady named Red's Homestead. She's an older lady with red hair, and she'd be like, "This is not approved." And she'd say, "Homestead Heart don't follow the rules sometimes." Homestead Heart is the one who had me canning milk. I don't teach nobody how to do that, but I did it. It works, but it's not approved. You get yourself sick or your kids and your family sick, but I haven't. I'm still using milk from 3-4 years ago because I canned a whole bunch of it. Don't matter. I mean, if I have to drag myself into the ER, well, it's my fault. I'd rather be I'd rather be the one, and I have been had food poisoning before. I've had problems from other people. It was never me. I have never made myself sick. One lady, or was it one lady was watching my video. I think it was a lady. And what did they say? Oh, they said something crazy. Like, aren't you afraid that you're gonna get sick? Something like that. And I was like, no, I ain't afraid. What I'm afraid of is recalls. That's what I'm afraid of. And ain't no recalls in my backyard. Talking about tomatoes. There was something about tomatoes. It was something to make some kind of fear, trying to make me fearful of growing stuff. I was like, no, because I have never made myself sick, not one time. But if I go out in them streets, I'm subjected to whatever cleanliness habits they have. So hence me growing my own stuff and trying new things. Because I don't like being sick. Do you? I don't need nobody to help me give me anything, bacteria, virus or whatever they got. When I heard they were I heard about the recalls because I watch a lot of people who tell us about recalls, and I think that's important. The eggs are being recalled, and the tomatoes and the cucumbers again. I don't buy cucumbers from the I have cucumbers growing out in my yard, right? I don't have any cucumbers yet. I just have the flowers. But I've been watching people, harvesting their cucumbers. And I forget what that lady said. Oh, but the cucumbers, I've never, when you touch the cucumbers at the supermarket, have you noticed that some of it feels greasy? Out here in Texas, that's how, I mean, I'll touch them. No, most of the time they greasy. I don't know what that stuff is, but it ain't supposed to feel like that. I grow cucumbers. Cucumbers don't have oil. There's no such thing as cucumber oil. I don't know where it came from. I'm gonna get off of that because some people don't want to hear it, but it's true. Very true. Why is this thing doing this? So I look and they have canned milk in the stores. Yes, but it's not approved for us to do it. So if you're canning your own milk, it's not approved. You're doing it at your own risk. I do it and I pressure can it for about 30 minutes, maybe more. Because when I get my milk out, sometimes it's brown. And when I watched her do it, she did it for like different time periods. And the longer you keep it in the canner, the darker it gets. But it is not approved and it can make you sick. So bar, canner beware. Do what you want to do. Do what you can handle. The the black and green beetles have been eating our callaloo up. So we're looking for a workaround. So I heard of a new thing. There's a new thing that some gardeners are saying is working. And what it is she took she's mashed up some, and this is a West Indian. She mashed up some garlic because they don't like garlic, apparently. That's what she said. And she mashed up some garlic and mixed it up, and then she strained the garlic. She let the water smells like garlic because I feed my chickens garlic water. I put garlic in their water, and that water smells like garlic. And she sprayed it on her vegetables. Then you don't have to worry. Or you could use, I hate to say it, diatomaceous earth, but diatomaceous earth is going to ruin your worm population. I haven't done the garlic spray yet, but that's what she did. She mashed up some garlic. She didn't cook it, fresh garlic. Mashed up some garlic, put it in the water, mixed it up, let it sit there for a while, I guess at room temperature, strained it. The water is going to smell like garlic water. And she sprayed her vegetables and she said nothing touched her stuff again. Now, the year before last, I went ahead. I got sick of the animals and the pests eating my stuff, so I went out there with some cayenne pepper or red pepper, hot pepper, and put it on all my plants. But the thing with that's a powder. It's expensive. It's more expensive than the garlic water. It's a powder, and once it rains, all of that stuff wash off, and then you have the same problem again. Garlic water don't cost as much because you ain't gonna use that much garlic. I'm not vouching for this because I haven't done it yet. This is just me listening to another YouTuber from another country. Garlic water. I wouldn't do onion water because last year I had snails on my onions. So that didn't work. Why is this thing doing this? So black, let me see. Black and green striped beetles. I don't know what those are. I don't know what those are, but I have every kind of beetle here. I've got, that's probably what was in that pot, that black thing that I saw. I could put diatomaceous earth in there and I don't have to worry about it because I probably don't have any worms in a potted plant, but in the ground, I wouldn't do diatomaceous earth. I don't know what to tell you. Try the garlic spray. She says it works, but we don't know until we try, right? So I've done what I needed to do. I just want to show you all the Jerusalem or the sunchoke that I wanted to plant, and I'll keep you updated when it comes up because I know it's going to come up because these jokers got eyes on it. You go to the supermarket and you see a piece of ginger that has eyes on it. See that? Nodules. See that? Especially if they're green, like that one right there. Like that one right there. Go ahead and plant that joker. Plant it. By the way, ginger will take forever to come up. Just like that avocado took forever to come up. But it usually does. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. How you doing, Real Kitchen Garden Diva? Please watch the replay because I'm getting ready to get off. I've been on here for a little while, about 70-something minutes. I just wanted to talk to you guys and give you an update, and I wanted to share with you some of the survival crops that I have started coming across. I don't think there's anything else I want to show you. I talked about the toothache plant, which is easy to grow, right? Here it is. I put 4 of them in here. Oh, this is moringa. Soak your moringa seeds. That's what I do. Some people say crack the shell. I don't do that. I soak my moringa seeds for about 4 to 8 hours, sometimes overnight. And then I go ahead and plant them. Now, your moringa, look at this. This is from last year. I thought it was gone, right? See that stem? That's last year's plant. Moringa will come back. And when it comes back, it usually comes back more than one sprout coming up. I will try that. I wonder if the garlic water will repel my newly emerged ladybugs. I don't know, but it's worth a try. Ladybugs are nice, but if you don't have a plant for the ladybugs to go to, well, either you're gonna pay one way or another. There's only so many things you do, and at least you know that you're not gonna hurt yourself, and you're not gonna hurt the worm population in your ground. You're not gonna hurt your ground bugs. You're only gonna deter the ones that you have on your leaves. There's no leaves, the plant's gonna suffer, and most likely, if it's bad enough, they're gonna yam it down to nothing. So this is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. Grow your own stuff. This is celery. Celery is a winter crop, but this is from the winter. Grow your own stuff. You don't have anything to lose. And if you have stuff, go ahead and clip off like most of your herbs. You can propagate from just like you do sweet potatoes. You could take flips. You could cut off stems. This is chocolate mint. I just cut off the stems, stuck them in some water till they rooted, and then I put them in a pot. Just do your own thing so you don't have to rely on anybody else. All right. And I'm going to try propagating my stevia after it gets big enough, of course, because I don't want to just chop it up when it's a baby. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I thank all of you guys for being with me. I'm going to get off now, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Hopefully my videos will load so you can see those too one day. Bye, y'all.